is that whole idea. What if we were just a brain in a vat? This is often posed by philosophers, except we are a brain in a vat. That vat is our skull. Everything that you perceive, feel, hear, think, it's all action potentials. It's all just, it's neural spikes. And it feels so real. It feels very real. These are all impulses from neurons, what's called a spike.
In the past century, quantum mechanics revolutionized our understanding of physical reality at atomic scales, while general relativity did the same for our understanding of reality at large scales. There is a growing number of scientists who think that nature itself is the result of quantum computation. According to them, the world would, in the last instance, be rooted in physics, particularly quantum mechanics, and would reflect the properties of elementary particles and fundamental forces. Some contemporary world perspectives approach objects and physical laws in terms of information and computation, to which they assign subsequent responsibility for the complexity in our world, including responsibility for complex mechanisms and phenomena such as life. One such world perspective held by many computer scientists and philosophers is the simulation hypothesis, which provides that all of reality, including the Earth and the rest of the universe, could in fact be an artificial simulation. Some versions rely on the development of a simulated reality, a proposed technology that would be able to convince its inhabitants that the simulation was real. The idea that we are living in a simulated reality may seem unconventional and irrational to many of us, but it is a belief shared by some of the brightest minds of our time. If you analyse the history of video games, there is a clear innovation curve in the quality of games.
Like say 40 years ago, you had video games. The most advanced video game would be like Pong, where you had like two rectangles and a dot. You're like batting it back and forth. And that was like, wow, that was a pretty fun game at the time. But now you can see a video game that's photorealistic, almost photorealistic, and millions of people playing simultaneously. And you see where things are going with virtual reality and augmented reality. And if you extrapolate that out into the future with any rate of progress at all, like even 0.1% or something like that a year, then eventually those games will be indistinguishable from reality. They'll be so realistic, you will not be able to tell the difference between that game and the reality as we know it. And then it seems like, well, how do we know that that didn't happen in the past? And that we're not in one of those games ourselves?
That's ridiculous.
Augmented, virtual and mixed reality technology